Okay, this video will be on how to add more color swatches to your default color swatches. When you open up a new document in Illustrator, you get just this default series of color swatches, and I want to add some to here. I want to create a custom color palette based on this image here. And to do that, well, first of all, what I did was I found an image that I wanted to base a color palette off of. I brought it into Illustrator by going File, Place. I scaled it down until it fit in this artboard. And what I want to do next is I want to go to the Eyedropper tool, okay? But with the Eyedropper tool, what I can do is I can come in here and I can select different colors, and notice how it's adding it right here to my color swatch as I click around. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this particular square rectangle that I added to this document. With it selected, I'm going to go ahead and click in here, pick up that color. I'm going to go ahead and click the second one, and I'm going to go into kind of the green areas, maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, I want to get more of that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to select another one and go into the purple. Again, with my eyedropper tool, I'm going to go into purple. Didn't quite get purple there. A little bit better. And I'll do one more. I didn't actually mind that gray that I got earlier, so maybe I'll try to get a gray. Okay. Now what I want to do is bring these colors into my color swatch panel. So I'm going to create a new folder, and I can name it. Maybe I'll just call it Ocean and say OK. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this color swatch, and I'm going to bring my color swatches over. I'm going to click, I'm going to hold, and I'm going to drag it right next to that folder. And it places it in there for me. I'll go ahead and do the next one. Okay, so I've clicked here, it ends up right here in my toolbar. I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag it next to the red one. Do the same for the purple. And kind of this tannish gray. Oops, I ended up here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it back down here. Okay, so that's one way of adding other color swatches based on a photo. You can also go to the lower left-hand corner of this palette. And by the way, if you're not seeing this palette, you can always go Window, Swatches to open it up. It may be actually docked over here to the right-hand side if you've got your docks available. I'm going to add another color swatch based on this little library here. Again, I'm clicking right here. What I could add is celebrations, foods, gradients, kids stuff, and more. And maybe I will do beach this time. It's going to open up another palette where Adobe designers have created different swatches based on a theme. And if I like this one, I can just go ahead and click it, and it ends up in my main color swatch. I'll do that one more time. I'll grab another set. This time I'll do kids stuff. Take a look at what's available to me, and I'll select this one. You can always delete these folders if you decide you don't like them, and delete, and yes. But that's kind of the basics as to how to add some color swatches from a photo and from the default libraries. If you want to create your own colors, what you do is click on this little icon next to the garbage can, okay, and you can use the dials here to adjust the cyan, the magenta, the yellow slider, and black slider. When you're happy with it, you can name the color whatever you'd want to name it. The default name is based on the amount of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, but I could call it purplish, purple-ish. And I could say, okay. Okay, now that color added right here. Okay. There's another thing that you can do. You can select a color. You can come under your color menu. I'm sorry, not the color menu, but under the window and go color guide. I'm going to pull that out. Based on the color that I have selected, I can get other color recommendations for that. Okay. Below I have different shades and tints of the color. I could select from them as well. I could go to the hamburger icon here, and instead of tints and shades, I could do warms and cools. So it's taking this color and doing warms and cools based on that color. And another option would be vivid and muted. Okay, so I can add color swatches that way as well. Again, these are based on CMYK colors. Okay, and I know it's CMYK because when I set up the document, I chose print and the color mode is CMYK. All right.